Deciding to give your life to any vocation needs a lot of prayer. But at the end of the day, it's not about what people are telling you. It's not about what you think you ought to do. It's basically between you and God. When you realize your vocation and you throw yourself into it completely, when you commit to it, that's the happiest you're gonna be, because that's what you were made for. That doesn't mean it's easy, and it doesn't mean it's not gonna be scary, but that's where you're gonna find your joy. Yep. My name's Abby. I grew up in Western Australia, on the other side of Australia. So in Perth, I studied bachelor's in pathology and lab medicine. And then during uni, I was helping my dad out, and then I had other little stints, doing some coaching at schools and, doing some music, performing things. So I had all this time and I had all this money and, all these opportunities, but I just felt like I was wasting my time. Well, not wasting my time, but wasting my life. I had no reason, to do things. So life just felt like, okay, what's the next thing I'm gonna do? So, I would spend my money, go to, shows and musicals and plays and, go traveling, but it was just trying to fill up my life with stuff, so it felt full, but it just felt a bit meaningless, a little bit empty. I think less than searching, I was just wondering whether there was more to it. I decided to move to Sydney, and I decided to study a 6-month course at a hospitality college there. So that 6-month course turned into a 2-year course, so I could spend 2 years there, and then the plan was to go back to Perth to be with my family and figure out what to do next. So during that 6-month to 2-year stay, I just fell in love with the work, and it was amazing because I'd never met assistant numeraries before. But assistant numeraries, it was amazing. They were the ones who were so warm. Like everybody was, but there was something special about the assistant numeraries. They didn't know me, why would they care about me? But they wanted to know me, and they wanted to, make me feel cared for and welcome. I was doing my prayer, and during one of those times of prayer in the chapel, I felt like God was asking me if I could live this life. Could I work, in hospitality every day? Could I be committed to God with all my life? That was it, I just saw it. It's like, that's what I want to do. I want to be an assistant numerary. So I told the priest, and he was like, oh, very good, pray about it. So I prayed a lot more about it, and then I went back to my centre, and then I told the person I was talking to, and she was like, oh, very good, interesting, pray about it. So I prayed about it even more, and then I was like, oh no, but I want to do this, Like, well, good, keep praying about it. So I prayed about it, and then I prayed about it for 2 years. But it was great because during those 2 years, it just really helped me to understand what the assistant numerary vocation actually was. It wasn't just the fun that I thought it was when I first moved in, and I was like, oh, these guys had the most fun because, they're the happiest, they're the ones that seem most joyful. But it's amazing because you realize that joy actually comes from sacrifice, which is not what you'd expect to make you happy, is it? But it really does, because, love is sacrifice, and you're happiest when you love the most. One of my biggest fears was that, because the past, basically all my life, I'd been chasing things, chasing things, and, maybe if I do surfing, I'll be happy, and then I was happy until I wasn't happy, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do horse riding, and I was happy until I wasn't happy. It's like, maybe this is just another one. Maybe I'm gonna do this and be happy, and then not be happy. So I had a lot of maturing that had to happen in those 2 years. Getting over that fear of committing. It was my life, I was giving my life. But it was amazing because, the more I've lived this life, the more I realized that I'm not really giving my life. I feel like my life is being given to me, 100 times more than I could have made it myself, filling it up with all these other things that I was trying to fill it up with. My role here is to try and make this centre a home for everybody, not just who lives here, but for everybody who walks through the door. And so as a youth empowerment hub, we try and help these girls to develop in character and virtues, and my role is to try and make sure that each one of them who comes makes this centre their home as well, that they feel at home here. A lot of the girls that come, especially in their first few years, they don't know what an assistant numeri is, so maybe they'll ask me, what I do. I tell them, well, I have the most important job in the world. And they it's like, what could she do? And I tell them, well, my job is to look after people. But seriously, this is the most important job in the world, is making sure that people are looked after.